Hey everyone, Rick Gutman here. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to be on this call. This is going to be the first of a series of short opportunity calls for those that are interested in the new Vasayo company that is being launched January 3rd. Okay? If you don't know who I am, my name is Rick Gutman. I have been in the network marketing industry for almost 10 years. I've made millions in the industry. I have a great report around the world. You can Google me anytime you like, and you'll see that I'm the real deal. I've made millions in this industry. I've been a seven-figure-a-year earner for at least half of that time. I've never failed in this industry, and I think there's a real reason why. And one is I love people, and I love business. And one of my greatest loves have been real business acumen. Okay, I spent 5 years attending Robert Kiyosaki's business schools and book studies in Scottsdale, Arizona, and it literally changed my life. My background was in real estate, in the diamond and gemstone industry as well. I've been a small business owner most of my life, and in 2007, I decided to step into network marketing because I could feel the real estate boom drying up, and I wanted to keep the same quality of life that I had for so many years prior to that. I took all of the business acumen that I learned from Kiyosaki and my personal experiences, and when I stepped into network marketing, I literally hit it out of the park. And one of the reasons why is because I enjoy teaching people about business. I enjoy helping people to understand that their best years are in front of them and not behind them. I enjoy teaching people what they don't know. Most people don't understand how to see an opportunity, right? They don't know what opportunity looks like. I grew up hearing over and over again that, this is the greatest opportunity, in a lifetime. How many times have we all heard that? Okay? But when I stepped into real business and stepped into big business, I realized that real businessmen and women see 2 to 3 great deals, 2 to 3 great opportunities a week because they look at so many. Okay, so the whole once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I want to be here to be one of the first ones to tell you, that's not true. It's just that those that have come by your desk, you didn't know how to see it. And the reason why I've always had success in the last 18 years is that I was trained to see where others weren't. I remember hearing a story that I think is so key, and it goes like this. In the land of the blind, the guy with one eye is king. And that's very, very true because you have to be able to see at least a little bit. And if you can see a whole lot, then all of your dreams can take place. Okay? So in starting out this call, I just want to ask you a couple of questions first. Would you ever do business with somebody who has taken 2 different companies to $1 billion in sales? Okay? Your answer should be yes. Okay? Because none of us I won't say none of us, but most of us weren't raised next door to a true blue billionaire or a true blue, person that makes well over $1 million a year, or $3 million a year, or $5 million a year. We don't know how they think. We haven't been around them enough, or they didn't teach us how to see. Okay? And so your answer to that question should be yes. The second one is, does that make sense to you? Right? Maybe it still wouldn't make sense to you, but I want to, in this call, in about 10 or 15 minutes, it won't be longer than that, explain to you why that should be a yes. Okay? Now, have you ever heard of a company called Mona V? Mona V was a company that started in 2005 by a person by the name of Dallin Larson. He launched this health product that was dedicated to wellness and antioxidants in the body and with this acai berry from the Amazon rainforest that was really, really rich in nutrients. In the first year, that company did $30 million. In its second, it did $186 million. I don't know exactly what it did in the third, but in the fourth year, it did $1 billion in sales. Okay? That had never been done before in the network marketing industry. $1 billion in sales without going to other countries outside of the United States. Later on, they opened up, 18, 19 other countries. But to do that in the fourth year was staggering. It had never been done before in the network marketing industry, and I don't think it's been done ever since without opening up globally, okay? With that being said, I'll just kind of rephrase that same question is, if you were desiring to step in and partner up with somebody, shouldn't it be somebody that's built two companies that were worth $1 billion? He started out in USANA on the corporate side. That company went to $1 billion. He decided to step out and build his own and own his own. Built Monavi, took that to $1 billion, right? And so I remember because I was there, okay? I started with Monavi in its second year in 2007. There were 82,000 distributors that got involved in that company before I did. 82,000, okay? And I still built a very high seven-figure a year income. And I did it in like 15 months because the power of the company was there, the product was there, the compensation plan was there, the market space, the space of the market that we were in we were perfectly aligned for it, and so it just meant that we were going to build a really strong company really, really fast, okay? And I was able to do that with them, and so I want to speak out of experience, okay? Now, what I want to say is that I have been involved in two companies and helped them take their products and their services to $1 billion as well, okay? And forgive me if I'm trying to sell myself just a little bit here, but the reason why I'm saying that is because leadership is very, very important when you step into this industry, okay? You want your success percentage to be as high as you possibly can, okay? And so leadership is really, really important, okay? And so you have Dallin, who's done it twice. I've done it twice. And Dallin is building a company called Vasayo right now. And when I heard that he was putting this together, I literally stopped everything that I was doing to go back and have a conversation with him, because my favorite years in network marketing started with Dallin. He has a spirit of excellence. He understands this industry like nobody I've ever met. The travel, the time freedom, the compensation plan, the type of ingredients that he looks for to build an excellent company. All of those things are intact. I've been in this industry for almost 10 years now, and I can tell you that hands down, the greatest CEO and founder I've ever worked with was Dallin Larson. And so I feel empowered, okay? I feel empowered to align myself with him again, okay? And so if you're on this call, it means that some of the leaders on my team have reached out to you, invited you, because they recognize you as either you're a leader, or you're an entrepreneur, or you are a person like I was that, owned a small business for many, many years and realized that those businesses all owned me, right? Maybe they own you, or maybe you want a home-based business because you've watched other people do it so many times and you've never stepped foot in it, right? If you fall in any of those categories, or just a burning desire to have a better life and have time freedom, right, because wealth is measured in time, not money, if you're in any of those categories, that's why you're on this call right now. And I want you to know that I appreciate your time, and I'm going to keep this extremely short. Okay? So, with that being said, I want to say, why Vasayo? Okay? That's the whole reason for this call. Why Vasayo? Why should you get involved in Vasayo? Okay? What's the chances of you building a better life with aligning yourself with my team, our team, and Vasayo? Okay? First of all, if a CEO and a founder has done it twice, taken a company to $1 billion, then that should be reason enough to join him again, because you understand that you're safe. Okay? It's very, very important to build a safe business, especially when your reputation and your credibility is on the line. Okay? I want to say that we don't even launch until January 3rd, and there are already 17,000 enrollments waiting to go in the system. 17,000 enrollments. And we're just getting started in like a month and a half from now. Okay, that's staggering. I don't think I've ever seen that before in my career, okay, in this industry. Okay, so what I also want to say is that timing is a variable. Timing isn't everything in a network marketing company, but it's definitely a variable, right? Getting in the beginning. Getting in and being the first to share and bring information to somebody about an opportunity that is very solid, being one of the first ones to approach them, is really, really important in the network marketing industry, okay? In traditional business, if nobody knows your name, you're in trouble. You got to pay people to market what you're doing, okay? In network marketing, if nobody knows your name and you have all this momentum and people are sharing it and all that, it's the best thing that could ever happen to you. If you're the first one to share it with a family member or an associate or a community or a state or even a country, it's the greatest thing that could ever happen to you, because they begin to enroll people who enroll people that are in your downline, and that causes exponential growth. Right? Have you ever heard the term, I'd rather make 1% of 100 people rather than 100% of my own? 1% of 100 persons or 100% of my own. See, if you're a small business owner, it's always 100% of your own. But to have 100 people out there sharing the same message that you are, and enrolling them in your business and then you're in your downline, and you enter into cities, states, or countries, it's a phenomenal way, and I believe it's the greatest method of wealth creation I have ever seen in my life. Okay? Now, I want to point out a couple of things here that you may not know, since I want to be one of the first ones to bring you accurate information. Okay? That's how I built my career. I realized that so many people didn't know what network marketing really was. Everyone was talking about, oh, my Uncle Joe, didn't make money, and this is a pyramid, and this is that, and I found out the truth, because I was just like that. I was very cynical when it came to network marketing, but somebody cared enough to tell me what I didn't know, and it wasn't just that. It was also, I was in a place in my life where I could feel the real estate boom drying up, and I wanted to keep that quality of life, and somebody shared it with me at a time where I would really listen. My circumstances were changing, and I wanted to hear about it, and my friend was making $27,000 a week, and that was my price to pay attention. So I was listening, okay? And so they brought that information to me, and then after that, it started my journey of really trying to figure out, why is this industry so lucrative? Why are there so many people that can stay home and have a residual income that's money that finds them, and be able to travel the way they want and do the things that they want, and have cash flow, a pipeline of cash flow, always finding them week after week, month after month, and year after year? So that became my path of discovery, and everything I discovered I began to share with people. Okay, I didn't change my mind, and I didn't change the subject, but here's the thing: I approached people the way I wanted to be approached. I was normal. In other words, if somebody asked me what I did, I didn't corner them for an hour and a half in the gym, throwing up all over them, right, and telling them a whole bunch of information that they are not even interested in hearing, right, and then wondering why they wouldn't return my phone calls afterwards. I approach people very normally, okay? I approach people the way I wanted to be approached, and it always started with being normal. It also never involved rah-rah. Here's another thing. I would just tell it to them straight, right? Because I see people trying to apologize for being in network marketing, and I'm thinking, are you crazy? Like when people say, oh, you're doing that network marketing thing, I look at them and I go, yeah, why aren't you? They need me to bring the solid information. They need me to come to them and share with them. Do you realize that in this industry, I mean, many of the network marketing companies are publicly traded companies? Some of them do $10 billion a year, while my kooky friends are laughing at it. Some of them doing $5 billion a year, $3 billion a year. These are legitimate companies around the world, and I can tell you that if I had known the power of this industry back in my early 20s, I would have just started there. Okay? And so I've built a very lucrative career because I help people to see, and then I help them to build, and then I help them to change their lifestyle and make the incomes that they want so they can travel the way they want and send their kids to the best schools in the world. Okay? And I'm passionate about people and building people, and more importantly, I'm passionate about helping them to understand what they have in front of them, because I know that most people don't see because they've been employees their whole life. Okay? So I want to point out a few things here, if you just give me a second. Okay? Our space is wellness. Okay? Wellness is a $1 trillion a year boom. It's our modern day boom. Okay? It's being driven by the baby boomer generation. Okay? There were 83 million children that were born, babies that were born between 1946 and 1964. They are responsible for every major economic trend in the United States ever since. There are 1 billion worldwide. But right here in America, there are more schools that were built during that time period than any other time in history. And as they began to age and they become first-time home buyers, we had the greatest real estate boom in history because of them. Okay. Then in the 70s, we saw one of the worst real estate crashes in history because they simply settled in and they stopped buying. Okay. And there was a downward flow of the market, and it crashed. Okay. So we saw in the early 70s greatest real estate boom in history. Then early 90s we saw it crash because they settled in and stopped buying. Now they're aging, and they want to look better, they want to feel better, they want to get off their meds. Certified organics are at an all-time high. People are realizing that they can eat better foods and get on better supplements, and they can feel better and look better. Okay, and so it is contributing to this $1 trillion a year wellness boom. Okay, Vasayo's space is wellness. Okay, we have five disruptive, what we call disruptive products. Okay? Now, disruptive meaning unique. Disruptive meaning the science is advanced. And it all revolves around liposomes. Okay? And I won't go into the deep details of what a liposome is, but it simply allows your body to absorb 100% of what you are consuming within 1 hour instead of 30 days, right? Because your body can assimilate it, okay? So all 5 of these disruptive products are made up of the science of liposomes, okay? The first one is called neuro. Neuro is for brain health, okay? When's the last time you took a product that was food for your brain? The second one is core essentials, vitamins and trace minerals. The third one is energy, made up of herbs from around the world, okay? All natural. All these products are all natural. Renew, for whole body support. And then sleep. Sleep literally it does exactly what it says. It helps to sleep and detoxify your brain, okay? Most of us don't know that when you sleep, it's the only time your brain detoxifies, getting rid of the heavy metals that fight Parkinson's and autoimmune diseases and Alzheimer's and things like that from inflammation. Okay, so when you sleep, your brain detoxifies. It's the only time it can. So this product helps your body to do what it needs to do. Okay, all 5 of these products are disruptors in the marketplace. So we're perfectly placed. Arguably, these are the best products that are going to be introduced into the marketplace, like 10 to 15 years ahead of everybody else. Okay, so arguably, that's a number 1 category. Okay, we already know the wellness boom is the number 1 modern day trend, right? The trend is your friend. I learned this from Kiyosaki. I learned this in business. Be in front of a trend and it'll push you into success in a much faster way. Okay? So we have a number 1 category in wellness. We have a number 1 categories in our products. And our compensation plan is one of the most aggressive compensation plans I've seen in my career. So far, that's 3 number 1 categories that Vasayo is about to be operating out of. That should make sense to all of you small business owners out there, all of you entrepreneurs out there, okay? All of you that can see what others don't see. To operate out of 3 number 1 categories is very, very powerful when it comes to your ability to have success and build a global business, not just a local one, but a global one, okay? Now, one of the other reasons why I've been effective is I continue to sow into people what they may not know. For instance, the direct selling industry, when you look at the amount of income that the next 5 or 6 that I'm going to talk about, this is total revenue that they bring in a year, okay? Do you know that the NFL brings in $9.5 billion a year in sales? The music industry brings in $15 billion a year in sales. The video gaming industry brings $76 billion a year in sales. The movie industry brings in $88 billion in sales. Natural foods, $90 billion a year. But you know what tops all of that? Network marketing. Network marketing brings in $178 billion a year. Now, how many of your friends actually know that? My friends never knew that. People hear that and they're like, what? How can that be? I heard that these things are like pyramids and scams and all of that. I'm going to point out another thing to you. I've always had great success because I don't apologize for what I'm in because I know what I have, right? I know that I have a diamond in my hand. I know that I have legitimate business in my hand, and I know that I can put tens of thousands of people in employment. I can employ people by making them CEOs of their own companies in this country, right? I know what I have, okay? And I've been very transparent when people go, okay, well, what do you do? I go, I'm in one of those pyramid things. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you know that pyramid thing, network marketing, multi-level marketing, right? And when they look at me and they take the time and ask me, I go, look, my pyramid's way better than yours. I go, you work in a corporate pyramid. The government is a pyramid. Churches are pyramid. Like the way we do business and all that, it's all built on a pyramid. Pyramid is not bad. It just means structure, right? That's the way it's structured, okay? And I look at them and I go, look, you want to compare pyramids? I'll do that right now, okay? When's the last time you got a pay raise? Well, it's been about, a year. Okay, well, I get about, 30 to sometimes 80 of them a week. When's the last time you took a vacation? Well, I took one, I take one once a year. Well, I can take a vacation whenever I want because I have built this business. I have time freedom, right? Can you make more money than the person that hired you? No, I can't do that. Well, I can pass up everybody who got in before me, right? So I can pass up the person that enrolled me and thousands of people that got in before me, right? I just told you guys earlier that 82,000 people got involved in that company before I did. And you know what? I passed almost all of them up and became like the 11th highest paid person in that company. So that means I passed up 82,000 people. Huh. Can you do that in traditional business? No. Okay? So I don't have to, when I talk with people and I compare pyramids, I go, which pyramid sounds better, yours or mine? You can't do any of that stuff. I can take a vacation when I want. I can take I can take a day off when I want. I can work when I want. I can get as many pay raises as I want. You can't do any of those things, right? So again, my pyramid is better than yours. See, I'm just really transparent with somebody. I don't do rah-rah. I don't trick them into joining me. I just go, look, let's have a real conversation, right? Because I know something that you don't know. And I would tell them this: if you knew and your friends knew what I know about network marketing, not only would you enroll, but so would all of your friends. Every single one of them would come here because what I'm doing is better than what you're doing. You're stuck. I'm not. I live off residual income. You don't. Okay? Now, I want you guys to hear me because, I'm not trying to say this like an arrogant or a braggadocious way at all. And that's why I've been effective, because I naturally want to help people to see what they don't see. My dad worked really, really hard. He taught martial arts for 42 years. He was an LA County sheriff, right? He worked his tail off to make a good living for my mom and my brothers and sisters. I didn't have that. I wasn't raised with all of that. I learned how to work with my hands. I was a tile setter, and then the real estate boom came on board, and somebody cared enough to share how to do that and introduce me to like diamonds and gemstones, and I owned that business. I had many, many businesses before network marketing. Stepped into real estate, started buying land and selling land, developing it, right? But that my businesses still owned me. I didn't begin to really have my own life until I stepped into network marketing, and that's why I began to share it with so many people, okay? And so I want to say that I've been able to build almost every year anywhere from a $12 to $18 million a year retail business. Listen to me now. An $18 million a year retail business with no trucks, no inventory, no warehouses, and no employees. Should I say that again? I mean, all you small business owners out there, to build an $18 million a year business with no employees, no trucks, no warehouses, or no inventory, that's phenomenal. See, my perception of what I had was so much greater than everybody else's, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can finally own my life instead of my businesses owning me. And so I began to educate people, and that's always worked for me. I think real education, real business acumen, and with a heart of sharing with people what they don't know, allows an open door for you to speak into their life and get them to hope again, to see that they can change their life, that they don't have to be stuck hating their jobs, hating their bosses, and all of that other stuff. Okay? Now, I want to point out now why you should join our team. Okay? Not just Vasayo, but our specific team in my organization. Never in my almost 10-year career in network marketing have I ever had so much talent of leadership in my organization, okay, as we do right now. First, what you're going to receive being on my team is we have the very best speakers in Vasayo. I'm going to say it. That's my opinion. I'm just going to tell you I've been doing this for a long, long time. I know good speakers that have real, sincere, genuine hearts and real business acumen, and they know how to speak into people's lives because they're sincere and they have a servant's heart, and that's very, very important. Listen to me now. When you talk about network marketing and your friends don't know exactly what it's all about, sometimes it takes days, weeks, or months to get them to come to one event with you. Right? And when they do, you want them to hear something that they can think is valuable. They want to know that the person that's talking really cares about them, not some cheesy network marketing, whatever, mumbo jumbo. Somebody who's really, really knows how to build. They have the real rigors of business within them. They're not just talking about it, they're doing it, and can say it in a way to where people go, you know what, I just have a good feeling about it. I'm going to do it. That's really, really important. Okay, I have the best speakers on my team. Also, what you're going to get is in-depth internet training. Okay, why is that important? Because once you've talked to your family members and your associates and all of your friends, your whole warm market, what do? You get on Facebook and you start bombarding everybody, and then everybody starts avoiding you. You don't need to do that, right? My team of leaders are going to teach you how to build online and social platforms as well, so you don't have to do that. There's going to be a lot of tips along the way, okay? That, to me, is a hole in the marketplace, right? That's where people go, well, I've talked to all 100 of my friends or 20 of my friends or whatever, right? And then they start appearing desperate. You don't have to be desperate. So we're going to teach you internet training as well, in-depth internet training as well. We're going to teach you in-depth ingredient training. I have in-depth ingredient trainers on my team that I believe are the best in this industry, okay? And I've worked with them for many, many years, okay? Some of them I've known for 18 years that are committed to wellness, that handle people, and they literally have patients that they help how to get the proper nutrition and to heal their body. Okay, so you're going to get in-depth ingredient training too, because when you bring somebody there, they want to know, well, why should I take this product? Why should I be a customer, or why should I try to build a big business with it, right? And by the time they're done sharing all of the amazing things that happens in your body by taking these products, right? By the time they're done, people they don't want to just buy it. They're like, I'm never going off of it. Okay, so that's very, very important. You're also going to get in-depth business training, okay? And you can tell the way I share and the way I speak, I don't do that cheesy stuff, right? I don't rely on that. I give you facts and experience. And people want to learn from people that have experience, not somebody who's just talking about it, but has lived it and can share the dynamics of how to talk with people, how to contact and invite, how to launch your business, how to have success, how to hide your need, how to you don't need to be desperate begging people to join you. What you have is so valuable. If you say it in the right way, with the right heart, everyone will want to do business with you. Okay, so I bring to the table real business training as well. You're also going to get the nuts and bolts of building an MLM, in-depth, multi-level marketing training specific to our team and how to build in Vasayo. Because listen to me now. In any business you do, systems are really, really important. And I want you to remember this quote, okay? People can make money, but systems create wealth. You need a solid system that you can leverage so people can duplicate what you're doing. You're going to get in-depth nuts and bolts training as well. I also have a small group of celebrities on my team, too, that I've known for many, many years, and they're great leaders. They love business, and more importantly, they're really successful, and they know what they're talking about, okay? And I have ministry-minded leaders that know how to serve others, okay? Servitude is really, really important in this industry, okay? If you can serve, then you can build a very, very lucrative business, and you can affect a lot of people's lives and raise up leader after leader after leader who gets free financially. Okay, that's really, really important. And in my organization, when you enroll, you don't work for us. We go to work for you. Okay, and that may be hard for some people because they're not trained like that. Because traditional business, the traditional pyramid, the corporate pyramid says you work for me. In my organization and in network marketing, we go to work for you. We help you. We take your people that are new, train them, and bring them from the bottom here, can I say it like this? The bottom of the pyramid to the top of the pyramid. And we teach them to keep doing it, reaching down and doing it over and over and over, right? The most successful network marketers in the world and those successful big business owners in the world will tell you a successful network marketing company takes its people from the bottom and brings them to the top. I understand that, and so does every leader on our team, and we want to do business with you, okay? And I'm going to close by saying this. When you've heard this call, you want to get with the person that invited you to listen to this call. Maybe they're listening to it with you right now. If you have questions, you can do a three-way call with me. We can do trainings together. We're gonna work with you. I'm going to directly work with you. I want to know everybody on my team, okay? I want you to know the leaders that are above you that will reach down and help you answer questions and all of that. Okay, we want to put you on our private group page so you can get all the information that you need. You can leverage calls like this, all of that, okay? And so on behalf of every single leader and every single person on my team, I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to this call, okay? And I want to encourage you to go now. There is a first mover's advantage when you step into a company like this. We're not launching until January, okay? But it's not go time in January. It's go time now, okay? There is a time when you're building in your business where you can work really hard and then take your foot off the gas and coast, and you have that pipeline of income that's coming in because leadership is established and all that. But in the beginning right now, you don't change your mind, you don't change the subject. If you wait till tomorrow to enroll or a week from now, there could be tens or even hundreds of people that got in before you that would normally be below you. Instead, they're above you. Okay, so if you're thinking, okay, it's a cool call, this is good, it was informative, but I'll just call him next week. Well, I want to tell you that every single hour, other people are getting in ahead of you. Okay, so get with the person that invited you to this call. Ask them right now what I need to do to sign my enrollment form to get involved. Okay. You want to get involved right now, or grab your spot right now. There is no charge at all until January. So you want to get involved as soon as you possibly can, okay? I want to know you, they want to know you, and we want to help you. And personally, I want to help a whole lot of people have very high 6- and 7-figure a year incomes, because this is the greatest industry in the world. And Vasayo and the lineup and the leadership and the ownership is fantastic. You won't find it anywhere else in this industry. So on behalf of everyone, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to this call. Have a wonderful evening. Bye now.